Hello and welcome into my team composition Grandmaster Nightfall guide. In this video, I'm going to be going through what I believe to be the best team comp for the hardest GMs in the game. This will make your life in Grandmaster Nightfalls so much easier if you use these classes together. And I'm also going to go over some weapons to use for your team just to make this as smooth as possible. First off, let's look at some subclasses that work together. Starting off, my first recommendation for every single fire team that steps into a Grandmaster Nightfall would be to take a Starfire Protocol Warlock. With Well of Radiance, you plant a rift that grants healing, 49% damage resistance, and 25% weapon damage empowerment to the user and all allies. It's the best super in the game for hard content. Super highly recommend you bring at least one of these every single GM. And with Starfire Protocol Exotic, it allows for crazy grenade damage, grenade regen. It's just all around the best build in the game for hard content. Really for any content. Next up, to pair with this, I would suggest the Ursa Furiosa Titan Sentinel Shield Super. You guard with Sentinel Shield to create a defensive wall. Allies who shoot through the wall have increased weapon damage, and guarding allies makes the shield last longer. And then also the Bastion aspect. Casting a barricade grants overshield to you and your teammates while standing behind the barricade. This is huge for hard content. To gain that overshield, you also get damage resistance when you have an overshield, and things hit so hard in Grandmasters that you want all the damage resistance you can get. And on top of this, adding in the Ursa Furiosa Exotic, block damage with Sentinel Shield for more super energy, like way more. Create tons of orbs of light for your teammates, most of the time around 10 to 15 orbs depending on how much damage you block for your teammates. With this setup right here, you can chain supers, Well of Radiance, and Sentinel Shield back to back. I like to look at this pairing as the best duo in the game because you can go back to back with the ultimates and forever stay safe in a well or behind a shield, and you do extra tons of damage. Both have super defensive abilities and also really great offensive abilities. Highly recommend this duo together. I recommend you check out my Ursa Titan build video for more details. And then for your last spot on the fire team, I would highly suggest the Omnioculus Hunter. Using Mobius Quiver or Deadfall, tether enemies to avoid anchor that weakens and suppresses. Mobius Quiver does high damage with 2 arrows, and Deadfall lasts longer with 1 single arrow. In the Omnioculus Exotic, gain a second smoke bomb charge and have damage resistance while invisible. When you make an ally invisible, they gain damage resistance while invisible, and you gain melee energy. With this, you can theoretically stay invisible forever. This is fantastic for taking plates that you need to take or getting reses. This can come in clutch in very difficult situations or on boss fights, and you can avoid team wipes. And when you wipe as a team in Grandmaster mode, you return to orbit. No second chances. So that's why I like to run these 3 all together. I recommend you check out my Omni Hunter build video for more details. This is my ideal fire team for difficult content: Starfire Protocol Warlock, an Ursa Furiosa Titan, and Omnioculus Hunter. There's also argument that you could add in a Strand Titan or a Strand Warlock instead of the Omnioculus Hunter, because both of these do great damage and great support for the team with suspending and threadlings. I'm really interested to see how these work, but I would say the safest bet for stepping into Grandmasters, especially the hardest Grandmasters, would be these 3 together. And here's an example of how I would gear these out. I like to split up the champion stunning between each class, and this is a good setup for really any champions. One person to have Arbalest, one person to have Gallowhorn, typically not the Banner Shield Titan. Riptide with Chill Clip is amazing. Light Monarch takes care of overloads. This is as if it was a Void Burn right here, because we have Void Rockets. If it was a Solar Burn, we would have Solar Rockets instead. If it was Arc, you'd have Arc Rockets instead. That kind of thing. One Blinding Grenade really helps. Here's a Pulse that takes care of barriers. So on the Titan, you can take care of all 3 of these champions. Taking care of the barrier with Volatile Rounds after picking up an orb. Same here, but also with Disparity. And Overload from Suppression. And then Unstoppables over here with Staccato. Also Ignitions take care of Unstoppable. There's honestly thousands of ways to pair together subclasses and utilize different weapons. This is just my suggestion for the easiest, smoothest run in Grandmasters in what I'm hoping is the hardest Grandmasters yet in Destiny 2. Thank you so much for watching. Let me know what you think. Do you think a different team makeup could be better than this? I'd love to hear your thoughts in the comments. Thanks for stopping in. Peace.